Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Shri Ram Sankirtan ki jai. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya, Jai Nityananda.
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda.
Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jai Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay, so we are reading from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila, chapter 22, the process of devotional service. So the chapter summary goes like this. In the 22nd chapter, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes the process of devotional service. In the beginning, he describes the truth about the living entity and the super excellence of devotional service. He then describes the uselessness of mental speculation and mystic yoga. In all circumstances, the living entity is recommended to accept the path of devotional service as personally explained by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The speculative method of the so-called jnanis is considered a waste of time, and that is proved in this chapter. An intelligent person should abandon the process of karma kanda, jnana kanda, and the mystic yoga. One should give up all these useless processes and take seriously to the path of Krishna consciousness. In this way, one's life will be successful. If one takes to Krishna consciousness fully, even though he may sometimes be agitated due to having previously practiced mental speculation and yogic mysticism, he will be saved by Lord Krishna himself. The fact is that devotional service is bestowed by the blessings of a pure devotee, Sa Mahatma Sudurlabha. A pure devotee is the supreme transcendentalist, and one has to receive his mercy for one's dormant Krishna consciousness to be awakened. One has to associate with pure devotee. If one has firm faith in the words of a great soul, pure devotional service will awaken. In this chapter, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu differentiates between a pure devotee and others. He also describes the characteristics of a pure devotee. A devotee's most formidable enemy is associating with women in an enjoying spirit. Association with non-devotees is also condemned because it is also a formidable enemy on the path of devotional service. One has to fully surrender into the lotus feet of Krishna and give up attachment to women and non-devotees. The 6 symptoms of fully surrendered soul are also described in this chapter. Devotional service has been divided into 2 categories: regulative devotional service and spontaneous love. There are 64 items listed in the regulative devotional service, and out of these 64, the last 5 are considered very important. By practicing even one of the 9 processes of devotional service, one can become successful. Speculative knowledge and mystic yoga can never help one in devotional service. Pious activities, non-violence, sense control, and regulation are not separate from devotional service in its pure form. If one engages in devotional service, all good qualities follow. One does not have to cultivate them separately. Spontaneous devotional service arises when one follows a pure devotee who is awakened to spontaneous love of God. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu describes the symptoms of devotees who are already situated in spontaneous love of God. He also describes the devotees who are trying to follow in the footsteps of pure devotees. Omadhyantamaranasyananjana chakshurunmilitam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamabhyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guraho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajata Sahagana Raghunatamritam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Dalita Shri Vishakamitamscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamin Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatu Deshatarine Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So here you see that so the first introductory shloka of this chapter is very nice. Vande Shri Krishna Chaitanya Devam Tam Karunarnavam Kala Ati Gudheyam Bhaktir Yena Prakashita. So I offer respectful obeisances unto Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He is an ocean of transcendental mercy, and although the subject matter of Bhakti Yoga is very confidential, he has nonetheless manifested it so nicely, even in this age of Kali, the age of Dwara. So it's a very amazing glorification. So the Lord is glorified as Karunarnava, so like the ocean of mercy. And for what reason? So because he has given the process of bhakti, that is the greatness, or that is the greatest mercy of Lord Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So now, as it is mentioned in the summary, that initially the Lord is describing about the futility of the processes of karma kanda and jnana kanda. So, and then coming to the point of establishing the pure devotional service. So we'll straight away go to shloka number 49. So where it starts with saying Sadhu Sange Krishna Bhaktya Shraddha Hidihaya Bhakti Phala Prema Haya Samsara Yaya Kshaya. So by associating with the devotee, one awakens his faith in devotional service to Krishna. Because of devotional service, one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, and thus one's material conditional existence comes to an end. So here the most important factor, or the beginning factor, so Krishna consciousness begins by association of devotees, right? And then like lot of like quotations are given. So to this end, Yadrichaya mat katado jata shraddhastu yapuma na nirvinno nati shakto bhakti yogosya siddhida. Somehow or other, if one is attracted to the talks about me and has faith in the instructions I have set forth in the Bhagavad Gita, and if one is neither falsely detached from material things nor very much attached to material existence, his dormant love for me will be awakened by devotional service. Right? So this is the point is somehow or other, one has to be attracted to the teachings of the Supreme Lord. And so the next sloka talks about, unless one is favored by a pure devotee, one cannot attain the platform of devotional service. To say nothing of Krishna Bhakti, one cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence. Right? So getting relieved from bondage of material existence starts from which yoga? Jnana Yoga onwards it starts. So even for that, one needs to be favored by a devotee of the Lord. So it's very nice this one. So after that, from King Raghuganna's, this one is there, and then Prahlad Maharaj's quotation on Naishan Matistava Virukraham, that is there. So then after that, there is a nice shloka that is mentioned, Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Shastra Kahe, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hai. The verdict of all revealed scriptures is that by even a moment's association with a pure devotee, one can attain all success. So then, like a similar quotation from another scripture, Srimad Bhagavatam, also it is mentioned. Tulayama lavenapi na swargam na punarbhavam bhagavat sangi sangasya bhaktyanam kimutashisha. So the value of moment's association with a devotee of the Lord cannot be compared even to the attainment of the heavenly planets or liberation from matter, and what to speak of worldly benediction in the form of material prosperity, which is for those who are meant for death. So again and again this thing is glorified, that even a small association or little bit of association of a pure devotee is very powerful. And also here it is mentioned, in these glorifications it's also mentioned that one can even get material prosperity, bhakti is capable of delivering results of karma, jnana, yoga and bhakti. All of it is possible just by executing bhakti. So but then one problem with this is by the time you'll get your goal, so you'll be converted into a devotee. You'll no more remain a karmi. So that is a problem of performing the angas of bhakti fully. Even with any other desire, if somebody performs the angas of bhakti fully, so they will be converted in their heart. Okay, so then so this is that the famous shloka which talks about why Krishna will give material things. He is asking for poison, but then why he will give for material things and things like that. So that is explained in next few shlokas. So then it comes to the point of establishing. This is another very important shloka is there. Tavat karmani kurvita na nirvedyata yavata matkatha shravanadava shraddha yavanna jayate. So this is a very important shloka. Matkatha shravanadava shraddha yavanna jayate. So till the time a person doesn't awaken the shraddha in the process of the Navamrita Bhakti or the Angas of Bhakti exclusively. So till that time, Tavat Karmani Kurvita. So till that time he has to execute the Angas of Karma Yoga. Okay? As long as one is not satiated by fruitive activity, that means they have not become satiated. Kya bolte? No. Satiated matlab सैचुरेट तक गए सो फ्रूटिव एक्टिविटी से तक नहीं गए जब तक फ्रूटिव एक्टिविटी से तक नहीं गए सो तब तक तृप्त तो पूरा ये नहीं होता है मतलब आप स्वीट खा रहे हैं एक लेवल को ऊपर वो खा नहीं सकते अभी वो स्वीट थोड़ा कड़वा बन गया मतलब it is not one is तृप्त, another is that कि तक गए उससे it is आगे और नहीं कर सकते so like that. So as long as one is not satiated by fruitive activity and has not awakened his taste for devotional service by Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, one has to act according to the regulative principles of Vedic injunctions. So this is also a point. We should see that when somebody has to join full time, so he should be satiated with the fruitive activity. So that is when he can fully engage, or that is when he can renounce the varnashrama duties. Right? So and he has also awakened sufficient taste, or at least the beginning levels of taste in the process of devotional service, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu. So till then, one has to act according to the regulative principles of Vedic injunction. And then here it is mentioned that Shraddha Shabde Vishwashaka hai, Shuddhra Nishchay, Krishna Bhakti Kaya, Sarva Karma Krita hai. Shraddha is confident, firm faith that by rendering transcendental loving service to Krishna, one automatically performs all subsidiary activities. Such faith is favorable to discharge to the discharge of devotional service. So we'll just read the purport a little bit of this. Firm faith and confidence are called Shraddha. When one engages in Lord's devotional service, he is to be understood to have performed all his responsibilities in the material world. He has satisfied his forefathers, ordinary living entities, the demigods, and is free from all responsibility. Such a person does not need to meet his responsibilities separately. It is automatically done. Fruitive activity karma is meant to satisfy the senses of the conditioned soul. However, when one awakens to Krishna consciousness, he does not have to work separately for pious activities. The best achievement of all fruitive activity is detachment from material life, and this detachment is spontaneously enjoyed by the devotee firmly engaged in Lord's service. So the goal of karma yoga is to awaken, a little bit of knowledge and bring about detachment. So that is the goal of karma yoga. So intermediate goal of karma yoga is better situation in this world. So but then the ultimate goal of karma yoga is to develop a little knowledge and to develop detachment. So that is automatically brought about in the form of executing only the angas of bhakti. So if one has faith only in the angas of bhakti, if I execute the angas of bhakti, I don't feel ki ye nahi kiya, wo nahi kiya, and then kash wo kar sakte the, ye kar sakte the, and things like that. So if one doesn't feel like that, and if one feels that if I just perform the angas of bhakti, that is sufficient enough. Now I've done everything. There is no guilt in the heart that I have not performed anything else. So that means he has got a good shraddha in the angas of bhakti. So then for him, everything that needs to be done is done. And then yatha taror mula nishechanena is given. So how by watering the root, everyone, the whole tree, trunk, branches and leaves, everything is taken care. So in the same way, investment of time in the with the bhakti or the angas of bhakti. So that is it nourishes everything. One doesn't need to do anything separately apart from that. And then so 3 levels of Shraddha is mentioned, and then here it's mentioned Shastra Yukte Sa Nipuna Sunipuna Dhrida Shraddha Yara Uttamadhikari Se Taraya Samsara. So one who is expert in logic, argument and the revealed scriptures, and who has firm faith in Krishna is classified as the topmost devotee. He can deliver the whole world. So then we have many other different definitions and different levels, 3 different levels of devotees are mentioned. So Srimad Bhagavatam quotations are also given in this. And then it comes, so the next point that comes is a Vaishnava is one who has developed all transcendental qualities. All the good qualities of Krishna gradually develop in devotee. Yashasti bhakti bhagavati yakinchana sarver gunes tatra samaste sura harava bhaktasya kuto mahatmana manorate nasti davato bahi. So this is all good qualities of demigods will eventually manifest in the body of a pure devotee, right? So now here the list of these good qualities are mentioned. So now this is something that for Bhakti Vaibhav also 2 times this question came in the question bank, in 2 different examinations. So I tried to memorize this set of shlokas, 3 shlokas. It is very nice to memorize, at least इक्वालिटी नहीं है तो कम से कम मेमोराइज तो करके रख सकते हैं. सुकृपालु अकृत द्रोह सत्य सार सम निर्दोष मदान्य मृदु सुचि अकिंचन सर्वोपकारक शांत कृष्णैक शरण अकाम अनीह स्थिर विजित षड्गुण मितभूक अप्रमत्त मानद अमानी गंभीर करुण मैत्र कवि दक्ष मौनी. So this is all 26 qualities in just 3 easy shlokas. So devotees are always merciful, humble, truthful, equal to all, faultless, magnanimous, mild and clean. They are without material possessions and they perform welfare work for everyone. They are peaceful, surrendered to Krishna and desireless. They are indifferent to material acquisitions and are fixed in devotional service. They completely control the six bad qualities, lust, anger, greed, and things like that. So they eat only as much as it is required and they are not inebriated. Now what is this? Hmm?
Intoxicated.
Apramatta. No, inebriated. So not mad. Like they are respectful, grave, compassionate and without false prestige. They are friendly, poetic, expert and silent. So and then it is mentioned about this Titikshava Karunika Suhrada Sarvadehina Ajata Shatrava Shanta Sadhava Sadhabhushana. So like these qualities are the abhushan of a devotee, right? And then such qualities, upon whom it is being decorated. So he is a great personality, And then Mahat Seva Dvara Mahur Vimuktes Tamodvaram Yoshitam Sanghi Sangam Mahantasthe Samachitta Prashanta Vimanyava Subhuda Sadhavoye. It is a verdict of all Shastras and great personalities that service to a pure devotee is the path of liberation. And who is that pure devotee? That's very nicely described. So three classes of devotees are mentioned, and then pure devotee is one who is decorated with these qualities. So by contrast, association with materialistic people who are attached to material enjoyment and women is the path of darkness. Those who are actually devotees are broad-minded, equal to everyone, and are very peaceful. They never become angry, and they are friendly to all living entities. So now, like it is very solid thing that is mentioned. So such a sadhu, when we meet with Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Haya Sadhu Sangha, Krishna Prema Janma Teho Puna Mukhya Anga. The root cause of devotional service to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees. Even when one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, association with devotees is still most essential. So this is like, this is the root from which it comes. So somebody who is engaged in the angas of bhakti and who is developed all these qualities, so when we meet with such a person, when we get association of such a person, so then the root cause of devotional service, so that gets created in the heart of a devotee, right? And then so the next shloka says, O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universe become eligible for liberation from material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of God, the highest goal of the topmost devotees, and the Lord of the universe. O devotees, you who are free from all sins, let me inquire from you about that which is supremely auspicious for all living entities. Association with pure devotee for even a half moment in this material world is the greatest treasure for human society. Right? So this is like, and then Satam Prasangam Mamavi Samvido is quoted. So this is like, substantiating this particular point that association with devotees is the birth of Krishna Bhakti. So then it is mentioned that a Vaishnava, one who has already taken up to Krishna consciousness, how should he behave? Asat Sangha Tyaga E Vaishnavacha, Stri Sangha Eka Asadu, Krishna Bhakta Ara. Krishna Bhakta Ara. So like a Vaishnava should always avoid the association of ordinary people. Common people are very much materially attached, especially to women. Vaishnavas should avoid the company of those who are not devotees of Lord Krishna. So this is like a very, very important principle. Like for a devotee, the nectar of instruction also mentions about this 6 things that are favorable and 6 things that are not favorable. So this is kind of an essence of those things. So like the thing, like the things which are not favorable, it is sum total of that is like got from association with materialistic people and association with women. These things will bring about all the material things. It will just open up everything, right? And then it is the next shloka actually talks about different qualities of by associating with worldly people, one becomes devoid of truthfulness, cleanliness, mercy, gravity, spiritual intelligence, shyness, austerity, fame, forgiveness, control of mind. So all of bad qualities, whatever is opposite to the good qualities that we have seen. So all of it, for that sadhana is association with materialistic people and no association with women. It just brings about all these things. Next it is very powerful shloka. It is better to accept the miseries of being encaged within the bars and surrounded by burning flames than to associate with those bereft of Krishna consciousness. Such association is very great hardship. So one should not even see those who are bereft of devotional service in Krishna consciousness and who are therefore devoid of pious activities. So if we put this thing into practice, then we cannot even walk in the street Kaliga. So basically, one should not take association of such people. So without hesitation, one should take exclusive shelter of Lord Krishna with full confidence, giving up bad association and even neglecting the regulative principles of 4 Varna and Ashrama. This is to say, one should abandon all material attachment. So this is like track 2 and track 3, where so one is giving up the Varna and Ashrama principles. Why? Because so when I'm executing those things, there are other people who are executing those things, and I will have to take association of those people, and they have material motive. Like taking association of people who have material motive, that is considered to be like poison, for a devotee who is making advancement in Krishna consciousness. Okay, so Sarvadharman Haritya is mentioned, and then in a short while, we will find that the description of the two kinds of devotees. So there are two kinds of devotees, those who are fully satiated and free from the material desires, and those who are fully surrendered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Their qualities are one and the same, but those who are fully surrendered to the lotus feet, to Krishna's lotus feet, are qualified with another transcendental quality, Atma Samarpana, full surrender without reservation. So the angas of surrender is mentioned, Anukulyasya Sankalpa, Pratikulyasya Varjanam, and Raksha Ishiti Vishwasya, Goptattva Ranam Tata, Atma Niksheva Karpanya, Shadvida Sharnagata. So the 6 divisions of surrender are the acceptance of those things favorable to devotional service and rejection of unfavorable things, the conviction that Krishna will give protection, the acceptance of the Lord as one's guardian or master, and full surrender and humility. So these things, like in the Nectar of Instruction, like Srila Prabhupada mentions, it is very important, like a book, preliminary book for devotional service. So it is because it illuminates on the this one for the Rupanugas, what are the things that are favorable and what are the things that are not favorable, and what are the things that one has to develop. So these things are very nicely mentioned in this one. Here, let's read the purport also. It has very wonderful this one. One who is fully surrendered is qualified with 6 following characteristics. A devotee has to accept everything that is favorable for rendering transcendental service to the Lord. He must reject everything unfavorable to the Lord's service. This is also called renunciation. A devotee must be firmly convinced that Krishna will give him protection. No one else can actually give one protection. And being firmly convinced of this is called faith. This kind of faith is different from the faith of an impersonalist who wants to merge into the Brahman effulgence in order to benefit by cessation of repeated birth and death. A devotee wants to remain always in Lord's service. In this way, Krishna is merciful to his devotee and gives him all protection from the dangers found on the path of devotional service. So this is very important. Raksheshiti Vishwasha means he is protected from the dangers in the path of devotional service, in the dangers in the pursuit of attaining one's goal, that is Krishna Prema. So, and then the fourth one is the devotee should accept Krishna as his supreme maintainer and master. He should not think that he is being protected by a demigod. He should depend only on Krishna, considering him the only protector. The devotee must be firmly convinced that within the three worlds he has no protector or maintainer other than Krishna. So, like one also accepts the protection and maintenance of the representatives of Krishna, understanding that they are not different from Krishna, and understanding that the protection that they get from the devotees of the Lord, it is like it's a form of protection of Krishna. Right? So, and self-surrender means remembering that one's activities and desires are not independent. The devotee completely depends on Krishna, and he acts and thinks as Krishna desires. So, like whatever is mentioned in the scriptures, according to that, one has to, like in the Amrish Maharaj, this one also, like kamam tudasya na tu kama kamaya, right? So like that. So the devotee must be meek and humble. These are the this ones that is mentioned. So when this six limbs of Sharanagati is being implemented, so then it is almost guaranteed that one's desired goal is achieved. So like it is so very powerful, this 6 angas of Sharanagati. And then one whose body is fully surrendered, takes shelter at the holy place where Krishna had his pastimes, and he prays to the Lord, "My Lord, I am yours." Understanding this with his mind, he enjoys spiritual bliss. And then gradually it proceeds to this one of the regulative principles of execution of devotional service, and there comes the elaborate description of the 64 angas of bhakti. So we'll just read a little bit here. When the transcendental devotional service, like here Mahaprabhu is telling, "My dear Sanatan, please now hear about the regulative principles of execution of devotional service. By this process, one can attain the highest perfection of love of God, which is the most desirable treasure." So here, I'll just directly go to this one. The Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti and this one Ragana Sadhana Bhakti is mentioned. So then after that, it is mentioned about the importance of taking up to this 64 angas of Bhakti. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to the point of describing the 64 angas of Bhakti. On the path of regular devotional service, one must observe the following items. First is Guru Padashraya, Diksha, and Guru Rasevana, Swadharma, Swadharma Siksha, Pracha, and Sadhu Marganugramana. So this is like we see that Guru Padashraya, so accepting a bona fide spiritual master, and then Diksha, so one must accept initiation from him, and then Guru Sevana, one should render service to the spiritual master, and then Sadharma Siksha Pracha, one should make inquiries in order to learn the devotional service, and then Sadhu Marganugama, so following in the footsteps of previous acharyas, and following the direction given by the spiritual master. So then next steps are Krishna Pritya Bhoga Tyaga, Krishna Pritya and Bhoga Tyaga, Krishna Tirthe Vasa, Yavan Nirvaha, Pratigraha, Ekadashi Upavasa. So like these are all nice things. Like one should be prepared to give up everything for Krishna's satisfaction, and one should not accept. One should also accept everything for Krishna's satisfaction. So like if you see Krishna Pritya, Bhoga and Tyaga. So like these two things that are mentioned. And also in another way, if we see a sincere practitioner, he should do Bhoga Tyaga. He should give up the aspects of sense gratification. And then one must live in a place where Krishna is present, a city like Vrindavan or Mathura or a Krishna temple. And one should acquire a livelihood that is just sufficient to keep the body and soul together. One must fast on Ekadashi day. So here it is very essential for modern day sadhus that acquire a livelihood that is sufficient to keep the body and soul together. So now we do a lot of collection, and we also try to make build temple and various different things. But in this process, we should see that to oneself how much we consume these things, right? So now preparing some health item for the sake of keeping better health is good. So but then preparing some special feast item and then enjoying, so that means he will not be able to stay in brahmacharya ashram for long. So better he should prepare himself, that he kuch to job of dekh lena acha hai. If somebody has to sustain in the renounced ashram, so he should see that he has bare minimum things, just to keep the body fit enough, and then he should expand this one. He should have anxiety in making advancement in Krishna consciousness. That is very essential, right? So whatever is needed to keep the body fit, so that we will be able to execute intense devotional service. So then next is one should worship Dhatri trees, banyan trees, cows, brahmanas, and devotees of Lord Vishnu. One should avoid offenses against devotional service and the holy name. There are different, these ones are there. So then next is to give up the company of non-devotees, and one should not accept unlimited number of disciples. One should, partially.
No, partially.
One should not partially study many scriptures just to be able to give reference and expand explanations. Just quote करने के लिए इधर उधर से श्लोक का मेमोराइज नहीं करना चाहिए. जो भी पढ़ेंगे पूरा पढ़ना चाहिए. So like that. And then the devotee should treat loss and gain equally. The devotee should not be overwhelmed by lamentation. The devotee should not worship demigods, nor should he disrespect them. Similarly, the devotee should not study or criticize other scriptures. So the devotee should not hear Lord Vishnu or his devotees blasphemed. The devotee should avoid reading or hearing newspaper or mundane books that contain stories of love affairs between man and women or subject palatable to the senses. So neither by mind nor words should the devotee cause anxiety to any living entity, regardless how insignificant he may be. Krishna Krishna. So after one is established in devotional service, the positive actions are, so these are preliminary, this ones, till now whatever has been discussed, first 20. And after that, the actual angas of bhakti is being described. That is, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Pujanam, Vandanam, Paricharya, Dasya, Sakya, Atma Nivedana. So this we have discussed many times. And then one should also dance before the deity, sing before the deity, open one's mind to the deity. That means whatever is there in the heart, it should be mentioned. So offer obeisances to the deity, stand up before the deity and the spiritual master just to show them respect. Follow the deity or the spiritual master and visit different places of pilgrimage or go see the deity in the temple. And then one should circumambulate the temple, recite various prayers, chant softly, chant congregationally, smell the incense and flower garlands offered to the deity, eat the remnants of food offered to the deity, and one should attend arati and festivals, see the deity, and present what is very dear to oneself to the deity, meditate on the deity, serve those related to the deity. So whatever is very dear to oneself, he presents to the deity and distributes the Mahaprasad to others. So and then Tadiya. Tadiya means Tulasi leaves, the devotees of Krishna, the birthplace of Krishna, that is like Mathura and places like that, and the Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, which glorifies Krishna. And Krishna is very eager to see his devotee serve Tulsi, Vaishnava, Mathura and Bhagavatam. Right? So Tadiya Seva is very, the last thing that is mentioned is Tadiya Seva. So that is serve those things which are related to the Lord. So that has been expanded here. And then 31, one should perform all endeavors for Krishna. So one should look forward to his mercy. One should partake of various ceremonies with devotees. Ceremonies like Lord Krishna's birthday and Lord Ramachandra's birthday and etc. And then one should surrender to Krishna in all respects. One should observe particular vows like Kartika Vrata. So these are some of the 64 important items of devotional service. Right. So now we see that here 35 are there, and then like previously 20 were mentioned. So total 55. So now we will see that 64 angas will be completed in this next shloka. Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavata Shravana Madhura Vasya Srimatira Shadaya Sevana. One should associate with devotees, chant the holy name of Lord, hear Srimad Bhagavatam, reside at Mathura and worship the deity with faith and veneration. Right? So now, how much it has become? 60. No? 60 it has become. So okay. So now, what has been missed, it will be covered in the purport here. The 5 limbs of devotional service. No? Okay. Sakala Sadhana Shreshta Sakala Sadhana Shreshta E Pancha Anga Krishna Prema Janmaya E Panchaya Alpa Sangha. So these 5 limbs of devotional service are the best of all. Even a slight performance of these 5 awaken love for Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur points out that that there are 35 items up to the point of observing special vows in the month of Kartik. To these 35 items, another 4 are added, namely marking tilak on the bodily parts of on different bodily parts, writing names of Krishna, names of the Lord all over the body, accepting the deity's garland and accepting charnamrita. So these 4, including this, it will become 64. So now these are all what is that? No, these are all like not including the Panchanga Bhakti, Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavat Shravan, Mathura Vasya Srimurti Shraddhaya Seva. So without including these, it will become 59 actually, no? And then like these 5 are considered to be the last, very last of the list of 64. And
Deity garland is already covered. And accepting Charanamrita is also covered.
Covered, huh?
Before.
So but then this is
Again
listed down here. So okay. So these 4 items are understood to be included by Kaviraj Goswami within Archana, worship of deity. Although these items are not mentioned here, they are to be added to the previous 35 items. So thus the total number becomes 39, and these 39 should be added to 5 others, that is this Sadhu Sangha Nama Kirtan Bhagavat Shravan, Mathura Vasya Srimurti Shraddhaya Seva. So and the 39 items plus the 5 becomes totally 44, and if we add the previous 20 items, the preliminary items, so to this 44, the total number becomes 64. The 5 items mentioned above repeat previously mentioned items. In the Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Srila Rupa Goswami states, Angana Panchakasyasya Purva Vilikitasya Cha Nikila what is this? Shrasthya Bodhya Punar Apyartha Samshanu. Now, the glorification of these 5 items, associating with devotees, chanting the holy name and so on, is to make known the complete superiority of the 5 practices of devotional service. So it has already been mentioned in the other parts, but it is again counted as the last 5, because just to show its superiority amongst all other things. The 64 items of devotional service include all the activities of the body, mind and senses. Thus the 64 items engage one in devotional service in all respects. So here we see that this Panchanga Bhakti is even more powerful than observing Kartik Vrata. So that is mentioned over here. So we are devotees actually wait for Kartik month and performance of Vrata and things like that. So but we should understand that we have been blessed by the mercy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we have been blessed to perform this Angas of Bhakti, and especially the Panchanga Bhakti, and especially to do the Nam Sankirtan and book distribution and things like that. So every single day, a full-time devotee can get the benefit of observing Kartik Vrata. That is how powerful is the life of a full-time devotee. So if at all, it is practiced in a proper way, so then it is really, really very powerful. So Now here I pause the discussion, and now we'll have some any question answers or any points to discuss, so we will see.
Right. Recently, I was just going through the 64 angas and analyzing how many are included in morning program. So more than 32 are there in the morning program. So,
Actually, in that we should see that 35 plus 4 that is mentioned, 39. So like previous things are preliminary, this ones, to create a foundational this one. So one should accept spiritual master, one should do all the Purascharya, like basically. And then after doing the Purascharya, this 39 items that is mentioned, and then plus this one, that is 44 items. So those 44 are considered to be the Angas of Bhakti, like specifically the Angas of Bhakti. So one has to engage in those things. Like, initiation, like, life में एक बार ले सकते हैं, हर दिन नहीं कर सकते, so like, things like that. So once all those things are, the preliminary angas are performed, so then according to the instruction of spiritual master, so one is given daily perform 16 rounds of, or minimum 16 rounds, and daily perform worship of deity. Daily, all other things have to be performed daily. So we have to make analysis of out of 44, how much we are doing. And if that in that it is 39 is there, the morning program, it's like more than 90%. So like that.
Thank you for the nice class. Maybe this point, this anga that was mentioned, writing the name of the Lord all over the body. So how do we do this?
So it is like, along with the tilak, there is tilak stamp is also there, the names of the Lord, that is, some devotees they do that. But Srila Prabhupada has not emphasized so much for us, that particular thing. So we apply tilak to the body, and we don't have DT. Like actually DT worship means every single day we should perform Abhishekam to the DT and accept Charanamrit. So that is a very, very important aspect of DT worship. And it is mentioned that if we are not able to do that every day, so at least through mantras, one should perform the snana. So, and one should offering garlands and other things are there. So, yeah. So one devotee was mentioning DT worship means it is mandatory that one should perform Abhishekam. And if we are not able to perform Abhishekam physically, so then we should perform Abhishekam by mantra. So, but it must be performed. That's upachara that must be performed.
This 64 Amara, of course, whatever you are doing is almost 64 Amaras. But is it like that whenever there is a special occasion comes, like Ekadashi and Kartik and all, the benefit is multiplied?
Yeah, benefit is multiplied, that is mentioned in the scriptures. I'm not sure in terms of for full-time devotees also it applies or not.
oh, अच्छी है ना?
No, full-time devotees को तो like हमेशा benefit is multiplied.
Then it's okay.
Because basically go to the dham and then doing this, all these things.
So residing in the dham is actually mentioned. So at least minimum to minimum, one should reside in a temple, where the Supreme Lord is worshipped, and then towards the end of the life, like one should desire to stay back in some dham and then like perform the bhajan, like that. So Prabhupada did that, towards last few days. So he exemplified that actually. Any other points of discussion? Alpa Sangha, like Panchera Alpa Sangha. That means even a little bit of association with these 5 items. It doesn't mean that rest of the time, he's just doing like the Varnashrama duties or something like that. So this is talking about the section itself. If you see, the karma and jnana has been criticized. So and after that, this particular section actually starts. And the prelude of this section, it is all already been mentioned that that Shraddha Shabde Vishwasha Kahin Surdharnashchay, no Krishna Bhakti Kaile Sarva Karma Krita Hai. That means it is talking about full-time execution of the angas of bhakti. So in that, if a person is having alpa sangha of this 5 things, that means rest of the time is also he is doing devotional service, he is doing different angas of bhakti. But amongst them, if he has even a little bit of association of these 5 items, so that is why it is seen that Srila Prabhupada has mandated that chanting of names of Lord, minimum to minimum 16 rounds of Hare Krishna mantra, and then attending of Mangalarti and various things, the morning program that he has mentioned. So like morning program may have many other angas of bhakti, but then what is a prominent anga in this? So one is deity worship is there, and then throughout there is Nam Sankirtan is there. So Nam Sankirtan, deity worship, and then Bhagavad Shravan, that is also there in the morning program. So essentially we see that the Panchanga Bhakti, in Sadhu Sangha is there, and residing in the temple is there. So for a full-time devotee, the Panchanga Bhakti is being rolled out in the morning program, right? So it may include other angas, but this Panchanga Bhakti just overflows the other angas of Bhakti. It just supersedes. And it is mentioned here also that these things are repeated. These things are there within the other 44 also. So, but then these things are repeated because to show its superiority, standing out. It is like really, really very king of all other angas of bhakti, right? So in that way, even a slight this one of these things will create favorable circumstance for awakening love of God. And in that also, the most important this one is the Nam Sankirtan. That is why that is very much emphasized, and then it is a devotee, full-time devotees are expected to perform the Nam Sankirtan or book distribution, and anything that is done in terms of organizing these things. So cooking for the Sankirtan devotees is also called Sankirtan, and arranging for morning program for Sankirtan devotees is also called Sankirtan, and the management and things like that for Sankirtan, it's called Sankirtan. So if the core principle is diluted from Sankirtan, then everything else is also diluted, like that. So core principle is the Sankirtan. Krishna.
Oh, in this preaching to newcomers is not there, 64 hymns.
So that is speaking about Krishna, right? There's this Kirtan only.
Kirtan.
It comes under the category of Kirtan only. So it is, but the Kirtana has a prerequisite. What is the prerequisite for Kirtan? Shravan. So if one is careful in Shravanam, right from the morning program, all the Aartis and the holy name and Bhagavatam, and everywhere, he's focusing on Shravanam nicely. So then he can do the Kirtanam properly. So that is essential. So without proper Shravanam, if somebody does Kirtan, so then the newcomer will tell Prabhuji, lag raha hai ki aap thoda frustrated. So आइए मैं थोड़ा आपको रिलैक्स करता हूँ, तो ऐसे वो चला जाएगा न्यूकमर के साथ. So if Shravanam is good, then he'll be able to establish. If he is not able to establish, kam se kam he will not become affected by that. The association of newcomer. ठीक है. So with this we pause. Chaitanya Charitamrita ki jai, 64 Angas of Bhakti ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai. So in various places when I was presenting this one, they were asking about the 64 Angas of Bhakti.